Hey guys, so today I'm gonna be showing you, in my opinion, the top 5 best money making methods inside of Mega SMP. At number 5, we have just, making and selling potions. So over here I have 3 potion setups. I I brew potions of swiftness, strength, and fire resistance. So this can be really good, especially if you're first starting. It's relatively low startup material. All you need is the stuff to brew the different potions. You can brew invisibility too. It takes a little bit more to start up, but then they also sell for more. So just to give you an example, we'll take a swiftness potion, a strength potion, and I make these all extended too. So they last for 8 minutes. I think they sell pretty good. So we will come on here, list item, and I usually list them for like 3.5 to 3K. Just for video purposes, I will list them for 3K, and I will let you know if they sell. So I will get back to you guys. So it has been about, I don't know, 1 maybe 2 minutes, and all of them sold. Also something else I put up, I had a rabbit spawner for like 10, 15K. I don't really remember. That sold too. That's why my money shot up so much. But we're gonna get on to the next method, which is going to be base rating. Why this is going to be so low is it takes a really long time to find bases. A lot of them are already looted, griefed, that kind of thing. Also, if you do find one, it might not have a lot of loot to make it worth your while, but I'm going to show you some bases that I have rated that I have made money. So I have a few that I'm going to get to you with. So this is a base that I rated only a few days ago. It was a sky base. So I came up here. It was there was an enchanting room right here. There was chests lining this walls, some shulker boxes left out, some other chests. Over here there was like it was like some spawners kind of. There was a few rabbits, some zombies, not big stuff. There's a few blaze spawners too, but this is just one of the bases I've rated. I have one more still saved, and I will show you guys that now. This is the second base that I rated that I still have. So it was really nice, super well built. So they had kind of an intro area here. This was filled with some loot, kind of heads. I actually dug in from right there. I was just caving, and I saw that it was cobbled deep slate and not normal, and I ended up mining into this. But over here was a giant smelting station, along with a bunch of chests lining these walls. In here, I can break through here. There was a ton of zombie spawners. I mean, there was probably 20, 30 of them. And here was where they would, down here, they fell in here, they farmed them. Over here, I think, I kind of blew this stuff up. Oh yeah. So over here, this was a giant rabbit farm. So that was really, really, really nice. I got a bunch of rabbit spawners. Right here they had like a little brewing station, which was pretty cool. Um, Through here they had a lot of farms. This was a tree farm that has a bunch of kind of random stuff. There was like wheat, potatoes, that kind of stuff in here. And then yeah, I grief this pretty bad. Oh, anyway, but through here, this was all a giant sugarcane farm. I don't know why it is lagging out. Oh, there we go. So this was all a really big sugarcane farm. It was really nice. Took all of it. I think other people have been here because there's a little bit more entrances to this. But yeah, so that's it for money making method number 4. For number 3, I'm going to have spawner farming. This can be very good, early game. Like as you see right here, I only have rabbit spawners. There's 14 of them, so of course that's money. I don't use this much for farming. I more use it for a later step that I will show, or a later money making method that I will show you. But so pretty much you put a bunch of spawners. This can be really good whether, it's just cheap spawners, rabbit spawners, zombie spawners, that kind of stuff. Or, you get a lot of money. You can have a bunch of iron golem spawners, Enderman, Piglin, that kind of stuff. They cost a lot more money, but they'll make you a lot more money. So I will farm some rabbits. Sometimes they spawn outside of here, which kind of sucks, but I can throw it all into these hoppers, right? And like I said, I don't really use this, but it's really nice because it still collects all the loot, and you kind of get the principle. I can come over here, and all I do is just sell one the chest. Like that's an easy 10k right there, right? There's a little bit of stuff in this chest, 3k, and there's still stuff. Oops, there's still stuff being funneled into there. So that's a really good money making method. You can do it early game with just a few spawners. You can do it. When you get a lot more money, more later game with higher tier spawners. So yeah, that's gonna be number three. You can also fill orders with that kind of stuff using slash orders, and you can fill people's orders there with your loot from this, like iron golem spawners. A lot of people are ordering iron blocks. You can fill that. You can also just spell it or sell it on the auction house for money. So yeah, that's gonna be it for number three. So for money making method number four, we're gonna do auction house slash trade market flipping. So what you can do is you can come onto here. You're gonna need some money to start this up, and you're gonna kind of look at what's on the market, right? And some of this stuff, you can, if you see it's at a low price, you can buy it, and then you can sell it again at a higher price. So I'm gonna go through this with y'all for a few minutes, see if there's anything I can flip. This can be really, really, really nice because there's some times where you get really lucky and you can make a really big profit. Okay, so my biggest profit on this ever is I got a creeper spawner for 30k. I don't know what if they knew what they were doing, what happened, but I ended up selling it for 950k. So it was a really, really, really good profit. And we're just kind of keep going in and out of this. Sometimes it takes a little bit to refresh. My game's also been a little slow, but like this 10 million for a zombie spawner, way overpriced. But something like this right here, this 35k pickaxe, I bet we can resell this for at least, so we're gonna list item, 45k. And I bet that'll sell quite quick. And so the time is currently 10:52, and I'll get back to you guys when that sells. So it was on the market for a minute or two. It wasn't really selling, so I dropped it down to 40k. And as you can see, that just sold for 40k. It is 10:56. So that was in 3 minutes. I rushed it. I was a little early, and I probably should have let it sit a little bit longer. It still sold for 40k. That's an easy 5k profit. I mean, you don't really have to do anything. So we're gonna get back on here, and we're gonna see if we can get one more with you guys, just to kind of show this. Um, but the one bad thing about this method is you do kind of have to know prices just so you don't get, it doesn't kind of come back on you to where you're buying something that's way overpriced and then you can't sell it. So that is one downside to this, but like I said, you can make huge profit doing this kind of stuff. Um, right now it's not looking like there's a lot. It's also a little bit late, so there's not a ton of people on. That might be part of it, but we're just gonna keep going through this and see if we can find anything good that we can resell. Another thing when you're doing this right here, even though it has that name right there, turtle egg, and some items can't be seen on this, be sure when you're looking at stuff to look under it and look at where it says type, because sometimes people will name tag or change the name of things to make them look like other things and try to sell them for high prices. Make sure to look at that, but I think I'm going to buy these ender pearls for 5k. That's a pretty good deal on these, and I should be able to sell these for about 10k. And like I said, so it's 10:57. I'll get back to you guys when this sells. I was away from my computer for about 5-10 minutes. It's 11:08. Um, the ender pearls sold for 10K. So, I mean, that was like 10 minutes, mostly just waiting. I mean, it's kind of just, you don't really have to be even active to do it. But they sold, and so I'm going to show you guys the final fifth, or in my opinion, number first best money making method. For the last money making method I'm going to be actually showing in this video, and in my opinion, the best. So, we're going to have enchanting gear. I do pickaxes. That's what I found sells best. And we're going to be enchanting them, selling them for a profit. So what you're going to do is you're just going to come to your enchanting table. You're going to get some diamond pickaxes. And obviously make sure you have a maxed out enchanting table and 30 levels. So we're going to pop some in. Efficiency 4 and breaking 3. I already had one there too. So what we're going to do is we're going to next come to our smithing table. This takes a little bit of money to start up, but it's pretty friendly whether you have a lot of money, whether you're kind of just starting out and you don't have a ton. It's pretty friendly either way. And so we're going to pop those in, and we're going to make both of those netherite. And then we're going to sell these, if it'll load, on the trading market. For what I do is I kind of have a list in my head for different enchantments I end up getting on these. I don't sell anything that doesn't have efficiency on it. That's kind of my baseline. And then anything with efficiency 3 lower, I don't sell it. But efficiency 4 on breaking 3 is kind of my baseline pickaxe, and I sell these for 25K. So we're going to get both of these listed up, and this should sell relatively quick, and I'll get back to you guys when they sell. Hey guys, it has been less than a minute, and so our first pickaxe sold, and it shouldn't be long. Uh, like I said, I'll come back, but our second pickaxe should sell here really shortly. Just as I ended that recording, our second pickaxe has sold. So that's gonna really be it for this video. Those are gonna be my top 5 and my 5 best. So 5 enchanting potions, or not enchanting potions, I'm sorry, brewing potions. Number 4 is going to be base rating. It's only that low just because of the difficulty of finding bases, and you kind of don't really know what you're going to find when you do find a base, whether it'll be good, bad. Number 3, spawner farming. This can be pretty good, especially if you have some pretty good spawners. You can just sell them just to the server shop, or you can sell them on the auction house to make money. You can fill orders with stuff from your spawners, and this can really vary to a large range of players. That's why I have this so high. Number 2 is auction house flipping. Again, this can be good for a lot of different players. You know, whether you're just starting out, whether you have a ton of money, either way, it can make you some good money just flipping stuff that you kind of see here on your page. You know, buying it for lower than it's really supposed to be, selling it for higher, making some profit off of it. And then my personal favorite, where I've made most of my money from, is this enchanting setup. What I do to speed things up in between to get up to those 30 levels is I'll enchant things when I get down. I usually have these double chests. I have them here to be filled with enchanting bottles. I just used my last of them today. And then also you can farm your drops. It looks like it spawned outside of the thing again, but you can farm your spawners, which also helps you with making money from spawn drops. But just to get those levels to be able to do to be able to enchant more stuff, sell it, and so yeah, other methods that you can use is, I mean, you can make a lot of other things that can appeal to players, right? You can enchant other gear, you can make stuff. Another thing I like to do is you can make stacks of hoppers, which I sell them for 80 to 100K. Sometimes they don't sell, sometimes they take a while to sell, but you can make them once, you can keep listing them up. Which is good. I have a rank, so I can list more than one thing at once, so it doesn't really affect me having them listed up. That won't be as good for someone who doesn't have a rank. And then another good thing is, I didn't include it in this video, is PvPing for loot. If you're a good PvPer, this can be very, very good for you to make money, but a lot of us aren't great at PvP. I'm not great myself. I'm okay, but there's also risk that you're going to lose and drop all your stuff and kind of fall victim to someone else who's doing that. So that can be really good if you're good at PvPing, but if you're not, I'd kind of stay away from that. But this will conclude this video. This is my first one ever on this server. I'm trying to get media rank, so please, 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 view this a lot, share it, that kind of stuff. And if you want to see any videos about anything else, just drop a comment and I will get to it. And I'm going to try to start uploading more, make videos, this kind of stuff. But I will see you guys in the next video, hopefully.